So in this session, we want to walk everyone Puggle IT ideal customer profile. So, and we have done these resources, we've put it through a very short resources to give you brief overview. Who is Puggle IT ideal customer profile? Who has need for what Puggle IT is selling? So let's begin. Okay, the next slide. You can also actively go into these resources and create your ideal customer profile based on this discovery simple assignment. But while doing this, the goal is to help us identify one specific customer segment to target first and describe them clearly so product, marketing, and sales decision become obvious for everyone. So we have put this together because Puggle IT is a huge niche. The problems we are trying to solve is very big. And the goal of this is we can fine tune it to have a working template that we can constantly iterate based on the stage and level that Puggle IT is. At this stage, we made this video because we are starting with the first customer, the early lead that we want to convert into our actual customer. So first, we have defined our customer segment. Among many, you should define a simple, specific one. Write your ideal customer profile statement, like create one clear sentence describing your ideal customer. You can have it in your own way that is simple to you, but it should be simple like this. Then complete your ideal customer profile section, like jobs to be done, pains and gains, what usually triggers the sentiment of this customer, what could be a constraint, and what channels do you want to use to reach out to these your customers. Easy channel. Right. So we pick that channel and then we do it. Then also we make some assumptions and then we test this assumption repeatably. That means we iterate, we test it, we make it. If it works, what doesn't work, we learn from it. And you begin to convert sales easily. So you have to list 5 beliefs about your customer or solution that must be validated, conduct customer conversions, and then complete at least 5 conversations with potential customers. With potential customers and capture evidence. So you need to conduct customer conversations. This is easy, it's simple. So in this end of this training of our day one, you will realize that you have a clear ideal customer profile, not just going to meet anybody. You already even identified them. Sometimes you can actually smell these customers, but you need to know your game. If you are embodying the spirit, your customer becomes clear for you. And deeper understanding of your customer problems. Don't just sell things to people because you want to sell. They need to have these problems, and you need to see how you can create value. Only then can you retain this customer, because if you end up selling something to somebody he doesn't need because of panic, hey, you will lose them. But we want to retain them because we understand their problems and they can feel the value of our solution. Then 5 tested assumption, evidence from real customer conversations that you will see. So this is the goal of this day one training. Okay, now let's look at when we did this. When I did this at the initial instance, we did this, we in the sales team, we came up, we said, okay, Puggle IT serves businesses that need affordable digital solutions and underserved young talent seeking practical pathway into tech employment. That is simple and direct. It's one statement that shows what Puggle IT value it delivers. And if you look at the country itself, there is high demand for affordable digital solutions. And there are a lot of young talents that are seeking to go into tech, but there is no clear practical tech employment strategy. Some people start and then invest a lot of resources, then shortage of light, lack of data, all of this investment that will have yield, they quit early. So the barriers that makes people quit is so huge. So we know that for businesses, which are like our ideal customer segment, we see that for businesses, primary customers, many business now there are digital operations. We want to digitize operations like school, hospital, SME, small and medium scale, by building management system, hotels, and all of that. That is the job. This is a huge job. So you look at digitizing operation of all of these segments of businesses in Nigeria is a huge job. If you look at the number of businesses that don't have digital solution. First, we will build and launch reliable web applications. Yes, in the internet now, there are a lot of solutions that comes to digital. Our niche is web applications, be it a website, be it a web app, be it a mobile app, any tech solutions that's even internal on-site tech solutions that don't rely on internet, we can build that. But it's easy now to just connect to the cloud and build something for them that they don't have to worry about infrastructures. Like if there is power failure and other things, they can continue with their phone. That's why we also have to be the people to train them how they should leverage the cloud rather than building them solution on-house, whereby we know power outage is a serious issue, consistency, maintenance, they might not be able to do it. So because of that, we remove that barrier for them. Then we maintain and update existing solutions. For some who already have it, they might be complaining, oh, we used to have this solution, it was here. We can look at it and say, okay, it was because it was on-site. If you have on-site data center, you need a lot of energy to power. Some of them cannot. Some of them, people just came and built something that network with local computers. And now maybe the network cable of the computers, they no longer can communicate locally. So it won't work, obviously. So we can tell them, okay, we can improve this, taking them to the cloud or using the internet. This allows them to communicate with downtime and up to any time they can still enjoy it. Then access to affordable and skilled technical talent. That is jobs. Some of them, most of their staffs cannot even use some of these solutions. Then we can tell them there is a pipeline. We can train your staffs to. This is another package of what we need to do. And it's our job. We need to do this job because some of them don't even know how to go. We will improve the efficiency transparently, and also will have a scalable system to allow them move, not just one time transitioning is hard because it becomes expensive. But if we can improve, see one aspect of their job, cut it down, then they can build on it. Just like the way the world now, AI is coming, but Nigeria have not even built infrastructures. We cannot enjoy that AI. If we train some of the AI model, they'll give us wrong solutions with the information and data we have. But this is a positive move that we are making. By the time we are able to improve institutions and services, actual data that are factual, that happen, not falsified data, then we know that AI can be built on this. But somebody have to build this, and the opportunity is huge. So this is the job we need to do for business, which are our primary customers. Now, secondary customers are talent. And the reason we call them secondary customers is because basically what we are delivering, the value which we have costs, we have done the costing, we see that is what it can get thousands, it can get up to thousands of dollars to train a tech talent. Yes. Now, we realize that we want to do it free for many Africans because we understand not all of them can afford. Government intervention is hard. We don't have that. So we are cutting the cost by 90%. Why we are cutting that? To allow us to give them practical real-world development experience. And what it means when we build local solutions, our system, which we have already built, a mentorship system that allow this tech talent to learn and do real work, and also understand as they are learning a technology, a tech stack, they are also having like maybe a project that they can do. And some of these systems, they will need maintenance. These people, we know that we are using AI now to train them. That means they will be able to actually have hands-on experience. We transition them from learning to pay work, build a portfolio through real client projects for them, secure employment or income opportunity in tech. This is the job we need to do for talent. They are our secondary customers because our revenue gain there is mostly for the system. It's just to keep the system. Even the 10% that they pay is for training of the mentors and building, fostering the system. Eventually, of course, we'll make it a system that if we can even pay them in the future to learn, we can incentivize that once we start growing as a company. So this is our customer segment. The jobs we need to do is clear now. You can define your own and say, okay, for me, you pick your specific customer and then you define the job you need to do, and then also identify the secondary customer. These are the two businesses that we are focusing on. Now, our ideal customer profile statement. So Puggle IT ideal customer is a business or institution in underserved region that want to digitize operation but struggle with cost, access to talent, and long-term system maintenance. So we said the pains for businesses, we now try to say, okay, there are pains. Businesses have high cost of building and maintaining digital solutions. They have difficulty finding reliable and skilled tech talent. Poor or incomplete solutions that don't fit local needs. Lack of ongoing support after product delivery. Many of these businesses, they make mistakes when you tell them you need to have a proper company that keeps record of your website. No, my cousin can do it, my brother can do it. And then they go. Tomorrow now, the brother gets a job. He doesn't have time. He doesn't even know. Did he create the project on GitHub? Before you know, the whole of that project is thrown into the dustbin. Why? Because you didn't involve professional and you think you have somebody that can do it. But what of scalability? What of security? What of maintenance? All these things, they didn't factor it when they were going for this solution. So we need to teach them and know that, okay, we know their pains that is current. These are the pains that we have looked at that is there. So again, for businesses, our solution will be affordable, a reliable digital solution tailored to their needs. That's for sure. And we give them access to our trained talent for ongoing maintenance. And we'll keep record of all of that archive until we are sure they have like a tech team in their organization, which will gladly hand over their resources, like their GitHub account, their Firebase, all of the tools, because everything we build it with scalability in mind for every organization. We don't mix it with our own. No, it's yours. And then we just maintain it for you. Then when it is time, you have somebody. And when we have some of this trained talent, they know some of these technologies, we can attach them to you and they can do internship, give you those services, but only this special offer is only for our clients. Then access to trained talent for ongoing maintenance. That's what we say, improve efficiency, transparency, and scalability. These are the gains that these businesses will get. Then for talent, lack of practical real-world experience. Because we know that we can vet for this talent, we look at their training history that allow us to vouch for them and say this talent will be able to contribute positively to this client project. And we can attach them even during their internship where you vet them and confirm that they are there. And that's another way that they can grow with you and become part of know your solution, because the technologies we use will train them. They will also have real world experience. Then they have limited access to mentorship. That's the pain for talent, right? And then or local opportunity leading to migration or underemployment, because mostly we don't see like we need to train to retain. We always come with the mindset, and many of these talent, they go through a lot doing things for themselves, so they don't see reason why they should come back and waste that resources. But when you make it easy for them, we couldn't, thank God, Nigeria, Africa in general, we have so many tech talent. Nigeria, for example, we have huge lot of people looking for opportunity, young talent, eager to learn these things. And once we train them, give them that jobs at early stage, from ages 16, they can use our platform. And once they are able to do the 6 months, they are already working, they have to choose how they go to school, because we understand the value that school bring compared to what we have is far superior. What we provide is by miles superior to what our current educational system. In fact, that's the world class, that's the future that we are already even delivering at this stage. So for talent, hands-on experience, real project, clear pathway to paid work or employment. At early stage, they already know that there is dignity in labor. When you deliver value, you get paid. Mentorship and continuous skills development, which is all captured in our system. So they have that for a lifetime to keep learning. Our system, we are building it, we are fine-tuning it to make sure we provide solution that is particular to our local needs, which is Nigeria, Africa, and every other part. We move from there. So we have to build our local solution. Look at what works, what doesn't work, not people projecting what works based on the factors like light, stable government, which is not here. So we have to be the one that will provide the solution. Okay, this will work because of this. Yes, if these things start changing, we can start adjusting also to embody this reality. So triggers, businesses act when inefficiency, slow growth, while talent acts when they cannot transition from learning to earning. So take, for example, the constraint for business. They have limited budget for digital solution. We know that. That's why we will use AI to spin up solid solution. Thank God the cost of development now is low. Some of them don't need complex solutions. They just need a solid website that allows their business to have that identity and all of that. We can spin that. We can make it easy. Low trust in external developers or new providers, lack of technical understanding to make decisions, resistance to change from manual to digital system. Many of the solutions is that they don't know how to allow these businesses grow, help them. Some of them might not have that high budget for this. And then when you carry foreign factors to now charge them locally, it doesn't make sense for businesses. Some of them that just have 1, 5 or 6 page. Yes, you might charge $50, for example, per page for a foreign, or who knows the value, who has seen it. But somebody who is thinking, if you charge him that, you can make that, even if it's 10% or 15%, allow them to gain and assess this value first, and then you move. These are things that we have also captured that we can deliver. Then resistance to change from manual to digital. Of course, we know that by miles, it increases your efficiency, it cut costs in the long run, it remove errors, it increase your brand, people have more confidence in your brand identity. These are things that you will gain, but they don't see. Businesses will always look at the constraint in this limited way. You need to clear this. You need to tell them this is it. With this constraint, we know that is easy. Right? With this, we identify, share their pain, know what is their challenge, and be able to provide solution. Not just think like, no, they might not see what you are seeing. This is why you are telling them to see the bigger picture and show them. Some of them, it will take time. Some will understand. Some are already in the point in their career journey whereby they need this solution. Some, they don't even know. They just started their business and it's the manual plan they have. So don't just come and throw in a solution for them and expect them to jump in. No. Allow them to be making it. It's little by little, they will grow. But the more you are there, you have already spoken to them. They know that, oh, if I happen to make a change, if there is any trigger, I will, and these constraints are out for them. They'll be like, oh, I know this person spoke to me about this. That's why it's not all sales that you must. So you should know their triggers and know them. For talent, inability to afford quality training programs, limited access to internet or tools or mentorship, lack of confidence or discipline to complete programs, pressure to earn quickly instead of learning. And because we know this is a serious problem in tech, most of us, we pass through this system. So we were able to eliminate this constraint. We look beyond it and we addressed it. We put them in our plan when we were doing our career journey. Some of us, it took 2 years before we kicked off. Some of us, 5 years. Some of us, 1 year. So it all, just knowing that, yes, these things, it will pay off. And this is where we, as your mentor, they will be able to see that we started from them. We started from the worst case scenario. Now we are here. Then they will also believe that, okay, if we know this can be doable because these people have done it, and this is where we know this constraint. These are constraints that we have tested. We have been able to find a way around it. So we should not just avoid knowing that when they are having these issues, that you too, all of us know that we face this, but we were able to document and have a plan how to repeat it so that everybody will have success in tech. So because of that, we should embrace their constraint, but we are the one providing the solution. So the channels that we use to acquire businesses, we said direct outreach, cold emails, which if you look at the marketing and training resources, which we have in our training kit, it has detailed breakdown. It's like a handbook, it's a book. It allows you to understand how to go about these businesses, how to send cold emails to SME, schools, hospital, farmer, and cooperative. Partnership with industry association and local business networks. There is a clear engagement techniques that you can do. You can do everything online at the comfort of your room. You don't need to take flyers and and be moving like you don't have a plan. If it becomes necessary that you go in and have these meetings, you already even know what the planning and everything will be. Social media, very effective. LinkedIn, Facebook, targeting decision makers when you know them, like in their companies, maybe a CEO, a CTO, you can reach out to them and communicate some of these, and some of them will be open to partnering and doing this. And referrals, of course, the old school solid means, which we know from existing client and word of mouth. If we're able to give them the value, this will still be our biggest means of conversion. And so these are channels: webinars, seminars, and local talent. Like when we started our pilot affair, we have like a seminar where we have over 300 people sign up for it, validating that there is need for these solutions. And from there we converted we were in Germany. We're not even Nigeria in Africa, but we have talent from I think Liberia, right? Kenya, and because we were able to leverage, it's very effective like that. So it's something we can leverage. Then for talent, social media campaigns and all of that. That's what I said. School and university, excellent. So for these talents, we can go to schools, for example, and guide these young ones. Some of them have this high confidence. They have this ability to ask questions. They are curious. These are skills that should not die, because we know that, to be honest, most of the institutions out there, especially in the African institutions, these virtues or these values tends to diminish because of engagement with them. So if we can start from secondary school, we know that there are enough. If the parents can see the value, train your child to have these skills. Even while they go into university, they are already skilled in some of these. They can leverage the university. University become fun for them. The free Wi-Fi, they will know why they need it. They will be curious. They will keep asking those questions, and obviously they will know how to go about that, because they can find solution. They can Google their solution. They can leverage the power of what AI brings, and it's a win-win for them. School and university partnership. Many graduates of computer science have joined our talent program. This reinforced that if they were learning at all, they wouldn't be coming, that they don't know how to use most of the tools that we use for remote collaboration, because it's not been taught in schools. But because we leverage this from our way you communicate with your mentor in a remote setup, this allows them to master the whole workflow for a company. And once they jump, they are not lacking what to do. So word of mouth from alumni or previous mentees, which the alumni also have automatic access to become our mentor in the system. We track this because we know it's not in tech. You don't need connection, and this is what we want to emphasize in our system. Most of us didn't. If we had relied on the system that we saw in our country, we need connection to be here. But because tech doesn't care, if you can do it, go and do it. If you can put in the work, and we know that's the only thing. We have always looked for opportunity to do things, and that's why today we are able to do this. So these are things most of them will see, and we have all the training system in place. Online ads, targeting aspiring developers. So these are our channels. Is that okay? So know the channels and know what are some of these triggers. Then when everybody did this, we made some assumptions. So this was some of the assumptions we made when we wanted to acquire our first customers. We said businesses need affordable local digital solution and are willing to pay for software as a service platform tailored to their operations. So we said, okay, we made these assumptions. Then we said business will trust and rely on remote talent, trained through our mentorship program to maintain and support their digital solution. Okay. And we said young talent will be willing to pay a 10% commitment fee to join a structured mentorship program if they can recoup it by completing real client tasks on time and assignment. Then that means we will give them, what do we call it? Some tasks like setting up GitHub or this GitHub, and like basic file setup. These are things that from day one, when you start learning to deliver your tasks, you already know. So if we can give a task and say, create this GitHub account, do this for this client, before maybe a trained a trained professional will now come and build it. These are little tiny chores that can be, incentivize for some of these mentors at early stage. Then we said, okay, hybrid model, mentorship plus client project is a scalable and delivers quality result while keeping participants motivated. Of course, you can make your 5 assumptions based on what you are trying to do. If you are trying to get talent, create your own assumptions and test them. It should be simple. But these were the ones we did. You don't have to do the same thing, but make your assumption. Like if I'm going to, you can even reduce this assumption for every engagement you want to do with a client. Okay, assume he needs a problem with tech. He's a big businessman. He needs this. He has this. Make those assumptions and then use that assumption to engage your client. So these are what we did. Then we went and then we conduct customer conversations. We went to some of these our clients, and then what we noticed is that for the first client, that's the name of the customer. These are real clients. So the reason why we are going to blur their names because they are real clients. So we noticed from the insight I got, the insight we got, he ended up paying for a Shopify store and making Puggle IT the sole maintainer. And also he wants to even join the mentorship. So it's like we end up getting more than even what we assume. So you see,
right,
sometimes you do things like that and you get more. And this top customer, he needs a business website and one affordable African talent for maintenance in Europe. And the assumption was that business need, based on what we did in our assumption, you remember, we said business needs affordable digital solution and trust trained remote talent. And we validated, we have already built this project and they were willing to pay for trained talent to maintain his site. So this is something, again, that already from this now we are keeping record. We also know that some of our mentees already have job. The good ones, okay, you'll be partnering with this and you will be paid. So from there, if the businesses grow, you are part of their tech solutions because they are our customer too, who provide that solutions. Then the fourth customer, he wants a business website from Puggle IT to train engineers for his company to maintain. He already have that solution. He has not had that website. That was the insight we got. And they needed affordable local digital solution and mentorship trained talent for maintenance. So we validated this. We have signed a contract with these people already, with this customer, and they even want to invest in Puggle IT model to build and sustain. So you see, these are results that we got, that we validated, that we saw also. Then our default customers, we realized they are willing to partner with Puggle IT to train northern Nigerian tech talent in tech mentorship. We didn't even know. They have already been doing it in bigger cities like Lagos, but in the north, they realized that we are emerging. They are like, hey, we want to partner. How are we able to do it? And because most of us emerge from there, we know how to do it. So because of that, talent, we know that our assumption was that talent is motivated to join structured mentorship program and business/partnership. That was the assumption, and they are willing to support training. So we had these assumptions that we made, and these were the insight we got. And when we engaged them, we now realized that yes, they have not paid, but we have submitted a proposal. We have actually even, I can call this validated because there is already a contract, a strategic contract. We just need to seal it and announce kickoff date. But we also want to get because they are promising a lot of things like jobs, computers. Until we can validate this, I will not consider that validated until they give us official. Yes, we can validate it verbally with the HR, but we need a contract so that we can use that to project our campaigns, right? So we need to also be strategic and know what we will call. For me, that's how I see validated until consummated. In fact, I will improve the metrics for the validation criteria until a customer is fully satisfied and has given us maybe like a feedback or you know what, this rating or something based on his experience. But of course, you can call this validated also. So this was the conversation we had with customers, and this will allow us, we can fine tune it, of course, for our next stages, not just here. And then the keynotes, like the client we had. So the note is that we have a clear ideal customer profile. We have key insights into what we are doing. We have validated assumptions, which we have seen that it works. And then We have evidence from customer conversation, and then impact on the potential, increase access to tech talent. And our next step is recruit next cohort through structured selection process, launch pilot, which we have already done. So with time, wherever you are assessing these resources, update it to the current realities of the company growth, what is feasible, but this is like our foundational, or what we started in the early stage before we even launch our business, or before we launch Puggle IT. These were the things that guides us. But of course, Puggle IT is 1 year now, so we still make this video to document and keep records. Is that fine? All right. That's all.